That was dedicated to the Dark of All. And welcome to Last Resort Repair and Recreation, Episode 6. I want to just start out by mentioning the Free Your Mind 3 conference. I believe it's going to be April 10th, 11th, and 12th at the Sheraton Bucks County Hotel in Pennsylvania. I think it's Langford, Pennsylvania. Just wanted to get that out there and try to promote it. It's a little, I know it's kind of late to promote it, but we haven't been able to get our show on for the last few weeks, but we have been releasing artworks, and that's what we do too. So we got a lot we're working on, and a lot to cover today. So yeah, you can go on, you can search for Your Mind 3 Conference, or go on Mark Mattheaus' website, whatearthishappening.com, and find out about it there, more information, and how to get tickets. Unfortunately, we can't be there, but I know it'll be a great show, and if you can get there, you really should do it, because it's a really great show, and it's got a lot of really great speakers and guests, including Mark Mattheaus and Jay Parker, two great people that have taught us a lot, and have helped us understand things that we didn't know, and they spend a lot of their time trying to help people find out things that they didn't know, and all this great information. So they'll be there speaking with a bunch of other great guests. So hopefully, if you're listening, you'll get yourself there if you can. Okay, let's see. I'll start out with a poem. This was a poem written and actually kind of like a future poem to other maybe enslaved civilizations out there after humanity goes through its awakening. And so this is like a future poem about what we'd say to somebody else that might have been in the same situation that humanity has been still in and working its way out of. It's called Sharing the Love Light. Don't lose hope, we've been in the dark too. There was a time when our kind was just like you. It seemed as if nothing could possibly change, and until we're united, things did stay the same. But once we were in unison, we knew what was right. We put bondage to death and stepped into the light. Because when divided, we were weak. Now united, we are strong. Join the kingdom of peace, where the love light lives on. It's all about unity and coming together in consciousness, and it's happening, and it's going, and hopefully more things will open up and more possibilities will happen. There's a good quote from Mark Cloverfield that the majority cannot open their mind to possibilities, then those possibilities will remain closed. And well, whenever we get ideas or anything, we try to share it. We try to put into imagery the good changes that are happening. Our latest release was a picture of a fist going through the checkerboard floor. It was entitled "The Fist of Higher Consciousness," but we forgot to write the title down when we posted it. But that's what the title was to that picture. And there's a poem that goes along with it that Ralph's going to read later on his segment. Let's see. Here's another poem called The Answer. Take arrogance and ignorance and add a dash of fear. Humanity wants to know it all, except what they choose not to hear. Sometimes the hardest things to hear can reveal what's needed most. At first it will be difficult, so let's join hands in hope. We will comfort one another as we unlock the truth together, which will enable the love light to shine through us and put darkness to death forever. All about coming out with things that may be uncomfortable or disturbing to some, but as long as there's people out there being harmed by the wicked system, it's our job to speak up. Okay. Here's another one. Read one more. It's called Spoken Light. In truth we stand at his right hand. Let's spread the light to all the land. Gathered together like grains of sand, he will deliver justice to our spoken command, destroying the wicked and all they have planned. We come together, we have the strength of the universe. The universe is a living, and it will back us up. We unite together. Okay. I wanted to read this. It comes at the end of this book. So if you're still reading this book, you might not want to listen to this part, but I really think this was really great, well written, and I just wanted to read it. Okay. It's really good about the misinformation going on and what we're trying to do, and about what this whole show is about, and what we're trying to do the best that we can to share with people. Humanity is now being, this is from the Dimensional Ecology, the Omniverse by Alfred Lambremont Webre. Humanity is now being misinformed about the true nature of the soul, the interlife, the mechanisms of reincarnation, and ultimately of Source, God. Religions are a large source of erroneous information about these realities. This information is based on texts and ancient religious belief systems that are not scientifically correct and are yet considered sacred as a matter of faith. Earth religions have resulted from manipulatory extraterrestrial intervention, such as the Anunnaki extraterrestrial intervention on Earth, starting approximately 280,000 years ago. Academic science prohibits teaching the reality of life after death, even though empirical evidence supports this hypothesis. Therefore, modern science is also a source of erroneous information about the soul, the interlife, and Source God. Cultural and religious conflicts result from the ignorance opposed by religion and antiquated scientific canon concerning any such spiritual realities. The science of spirit can demonstrate the true nature of the human soul and its spiritual and extrapolitical dimensions. The dimensional ecology of the Omniverse hypothesis is itself a matrix for recognition and classification of ongoing and new research into intelligent civilizations in the exopolitical and spiritual dimensions. This hypothesis represents a coming together of science and spirituality that will return science to the proper study and understanding of the human soul, and a return to the supremacy of understanding over ignorance. To support and encourage this understanding is our duty as informed, aware human souls. That's exactly what we're doing. Trying our best to do, and our higher selves know that we have the capability to do this, and they are looking on and offering insight. Just know that there's somebody up there that is guiding you and helping you, and when you get ideas, an idea comes, that's a message to bring to the world, because you go up on there, you go up to that place where you meditate and you find gifts and you bring them back down and share them with the world, and that's what we do. We don't want money, We hate money. We want to get out of that monetary system and get into a system where we can take care of each other. There was an issue with water around. People weren't getting their water because their pipes were messed up, and the city was refusing to help them, and the mayor didn't seem to give a damn, which was really unfortunate. But you know what? We don't need a friggin' mayor, because guess what? People came together and helped those people. And that's what we need to do, come together and help each other. Because we don't need these idiot people on the idiot box parading around like a clown. We don't need clowns anymore. We don't need people, we don't need names. We need each other to help each other. We're more than a name, we're more than our occupation. We are souls in vessels, and our bodies are the vessel on earth. We need to help one another, and when something's wrong, do something about it. Don't go along with it. Let's see. I wrote this up as a segment to read because I wanted to mention sovereign citizens, because I don't know if it's still how many people still think and don't understand what that is, but I'm going to read about that. And Yeshua, who claimed his name is not Jesus, it's Yeshua. There was no J in the time that was written. I don't know where the J came from, but his name was Yeshua. Okay. Here's a thing that I wrote. Yeshua would be considered a terrorist today, especially when one of the supposed signs that someone is a terrorist is if they have a bumper sticker that says, "Know your rights or lose them." Yeshua fought for human rights and died for human rights. He was a true warrior, unlike the soldiers of today that are just following the orders of the dark occultists. Remember, the dark occultists said themselves they look at them as their pets. This is not what I'm saying. It's not my quote. This is what Mark said that they said. He talked to these people, he knew these people. He wouldn't lie to us. And he agrees with that assessment, and I can't say that I don't, because it's ridiculous. You need to think for yourself. I think a lot of people are realizing this, and hopefully they're going to quit that military, because it's just a war machine, and it is run by the dark cabal. Yeshua fought for human rights and died for human rights. He was a true warrior and died for the rights of humanity. Sovereign citizens are demonized. Most people do not know what sovereign means. It comes from the Latin word super, above, and reign, rulers. It means above rulers, masters. America is supposedly built on the rights of being a sovereign citizen. Yeshua was sovereign, and the same bloodline that murdered him are the dark occultists, the hidden hand that is trying to demonize anyone who stands for human rights. Yeshua stood for the rights of everyone to live free and follow their heart, and not a system of chaos and corruption and slavery. Love is the highest vibration, and the dark occultists are unable to tolerate it. The earth needs more love, more peace, more creativity, and spiritual influence. Let's keep pushing on the Christ consciousness awakening. If you love the way and the truth, help us in whatever way you are able to. Spread the word, put it out there, make posters, hang it somewhere, whatever you want to do. Because we are trying to bring forth the positive future, because we remember that Earth is on a positive timeline. And we are going to bring that into fruition. But we also need to point out what's wrong, and that might offend some people, but it's true. Order followers need to think for themselves. They need to stop doing this, because they're being used and abused. And we can't go on. Here's an interesting thing I got. This may be offensive, but it's the truth, and I'm going to say it. It got it from White Buffalo. I think it was a show called that on Truth, TFR, Truth Frequency Radio, about why the U.S. needs to stop funding Israel. And JFK and Matthaeus opposed to Israel. He was opposed to Israel having nuclear weapons, and cut off aid to Israel if they refused to have inspections, and they haven't had any inspections till this day. And you know what happened to JFK. And the JFK issue with that is still in secret. And the heroin trade was a payoff for the Kennedy assassination. Iran has been victimized by Israel, suppressed Israel. Israeli banks used to commit crimes against Americans. Israel has committed war crimes against women and children in Gaza, must insist Palestinians be given financial compensation for land that cannot be returned. Israel supports ISIS. Israel is involved in 9/11. Israel sees information on Americans, and if they share with Israel their information that they've collected on American citizens, and Israel prospered from the war on terror. So, this is ridiculous. We went into Iraq and destroyed it, and there were no weapons of mass destruction, and now Israel wants to do the same thing with Iran. This is ridiculous. It needs to stop. You can stop this war machine. Stop bowing down to this bully. Israel is a bully, and just wants to have war and profits. And people here, you need to stand up and say no. This is ridiculous. Apparently they think that they're God's chosen people, and that's most likely, if anybody that thinks that, they're most likely the biological descendants of the Anunnaki, who are not God to claim that they were. So all these bloodlines, I think they're all that, and they think they're God's chosen people. It's most likely the Anunnaki that was your relative and your biological descendant, and everybody else is a descendant of however they made people mixed with the monkeys, and how they created men. And so the true Most High is not like that. He would never have done that. He never picks favorites. He is, and it's not even a he. The true Most High is just is. It is that is. Calling the name, I am that I am. That's what he is. What it is, and whatever you need him to be, or her, or it, it's a force. It's hard to explain because we're in this density, 3D density. We are segregations of what do you call it? We have the gender. There's no gender where the true Most High is. It's just a force of love, and that's what we need to do. Be more loving and help people find that in their heart. Okay, I better go. I'm going to run out of time, so thank you for joining me.